What's the truth that you had to lie about in a truth or dare game? At a big sleepover with 5 other girls, got asked who my crush was, had to say some rando popular boy. In reality it was one girl's ex who another called dibs on and would tell me never be good enough for him. Jokes on them. We dated and he fucked over my life for 6 years and still obsessed with me. The worst is when you're asked who you would have sex with in the room and you're just sitting there thinking I'd definitely bang so and so cause you're a horny 16-year-old, but you lie because you're embarrassed and awkward. I got asked if I'd ever had sex with someone in the room other than my girlfriend. I had sex with her friend about 3 weeks before I even met my GF, but me and her friend had decided to keep it secret because it was a one-time thing. I said no, and that turned out to be the right idea. Was with that GF for 6 years in a very loving and fulfilling relationship. I did tell her eventually, but we'd only been dating a couple of weeks. It would have ruined things. By the time I told her, she didn't care. That relationship ended, but I'm glad I had it. Are you still a virgin? I mean, I was playing with my family, then my dad asked me that question. What the hell was I supposed to say? Why yes dad, I'm no longer a virgin. In fact, I lost it to your friend's son Harvey. My GF of the time was playing with us and I got asked how we lost our virginity. The thing is that both of us were raised in a really Catholic environment. So we started doing anal to preserve her virginity. I know, it makes no sense, so after a month we started having regular sex too. I knew that even if it wasn't a secret in that group that we were sexually active, she was embarrassed of having started like that, so I just spoke about our first regular sex experience. When I was a teenager, my friends and I were playing Truth or Dare in Start the Day Right, homeroom for people in America. What we do is that we spin a bottle to see who it lands on and ask them truth or dare. While we were playing it, it landed on me. I'm the type of person who would always pick dare and actually does the dare, but this time I wanted to pick truth. My friend asked me the simple question, truth or dare? I picked truth and he said, have you ever masturbated? I'm a girl, so this question even more weird. I replied with a chuckle and said a simple no. Are you crazy? They all believed me. Little did they know, I did it while watching anime. Death Note to be specific. I was playing with a group of friends, including my new girlfriend who was a virgin at that time. My truth was if I ever had anal sex, which I had with my ex. Knowing that my new girlfriend wasn't that experienced, I know that it might scare her off, so I lied. Q in 10 years later and she's totally not into butt stuff, so I think I made a wise choice. My biggest darkest secret. I played it off and said, oh yeah, I accidentally ate all your chocolates, when in reality my deepest secret is that I fucked my sister. My dad got a new girlfriend. My dad's girlfriend has a daughter the same age as me. They first got together when we were both going to turn 14, so I treated her like an unofficial sister. To us it wasn't weird sleeping in the same giant bed together, as it was for the sake of watching YouTube all night and stuff like that. Cut to when we are both 16, I'm sexually active, so is she. It's a truth or dare with a few of her friends and I was over. Someone asked jokingly if her and I had ever done anything with one another. I said no. Little did they know, a few weeks prior at my dad's house we stayed in the same bed as it was normal for us. I woke up not knowing what time it was, but all I knew is I was in ecstasy. After a few minutes of doing anything, I tried to wake up properly and then notice I was in the process of getting blown. 5th grade, asked by a boy, have you ever masturbated? Well folks, I went to a Catholic school and they didn't teach us much on the birds and bees front, so while I knew what masturbation was, I thought that term was only applied to when boys did it. So I naturally said no. Of course not. I'm sure I turned 3 different shades of red though. Q's the truth is, I knew I'd discovered the joys of self-pleasure a couple of years earlier. Throw away because reasons. Not so much truth or dare, but never have I ever sucked a dick. I'm a guy. Story was, I was out on the town and had chemistry with a stunning woman, or so I thought. Actually made it all the way home before she told me she was trans. Still probably the most attractive person I've slept with to this day. Up until that point I hadn't had a single thought that I might be bi, and I don't find anything attractive about male bodies. Still don't. Can't really explain that night, but it was a lot of fun. I can't remember when this happened, but I was with a group of friends at some mini house party. Literally a bunch of 13-year-olds, so clearly no booze or drugs, and we all sat around playing truth or dare. It got to me and someone asked me if I was a cutter out loud. I was beyond mortified because I was in the closet about being a cutter and being severely depressed, so I lied and said no. I would never. Why would you think that? Me and my family, my mom, dad, cousin and younger brother, were playing Todd, because we had nothing else to do. Then, my cousin asks, "Hey, Vince, truth or dare?" I say truth. Then he goes, "Do you have a girlfriend?" I was in a dilemma. I do not like lying, but if I said yes, basically my whole life would be ruined. So I said no. If I said yes, then I would get spied all day by the 30,000 members of my family all day long to find out who she was, and ask her a bunch of questions that would make her want to break up with me to stay as furthest as possible from me. I'm glad that even at this day they did not find out. Homeschooled Christian here. When was your first kiss? How many people have you kissed? When did you lose your virginity? Etc. The real respective answers are, haven't had one, 0. And yeah, boy has still got it. I'm almost 17. I don't normally play truth or dare, but if I do, I make up random stuff every time. Weirdest part is, the people who I've actually told the truth to don't believe me. Apparently I'm attractive, but I don't see it. My friend asked me truth or dare, so I said or. He said I had to say a truth or a dare, so I said truth. He asked me in front of the whole class if I had a GF. I had to say no. Basically my class would go like, oh, and who is it if I said yes, which I did have a GF at that time. When I was 11, my mother dated a guy who had a daughter a year older than me. She and I were playing truth or dare. I picked truth and she asked me if I was gay. I said no. If I was Pinocchio, my nose would have grown 20 feet long. We were truth or daring and I had a massive crush on this girl who was into anime and cosplayed like I did, so we had a lot in common. We were always friends, but upon discovering her interests we hung out all the time. So they asked, "Do you have a crush? Is it a boy or a girl?" I told them it was some kid in our class who I used to like, and who also asked out the girl I liked. She said no. Aha, sucker, and then they went and told everyone. Lol. I had a group sleepover with 5 other girls in middle school. It was late at night and we began to play truth or dare. After a few people went, someone brought up a girl at school who claimed she had depression to get popular. She doesn't, but conversation ended quickly and I was asked next. "Do you have depression?" My friend said jokingly. I said no, because I didn't want them to worry about me or think I was faking. OF. My male friend, I'm female, and I were playing truth or dare with a stupid question list we found online. We're teenaged and mature, so we've asked some NSFW questions that don't apply to us just for giggles. I choose truth, and as a joke he asks me if I have a favorite special toy. I do. Oh god, oh fuck. I'm silent for a bit and he says, "That doesn't apply to you, right?" He wants me to say no. Neither of us wanted to have that conversation, so I hesitantly said no. I think he knew. We both just moved on to the next question as quickly as possible. Lol. Had to say I liked this popular boy because this very intimidating popular girl asked me if I even like boys, and I started to get all defensive and just named someone who everyone else liked. I got offended because she was trying to force out of me that I like girls, which is not true, or at least to the rest of the world I might be bi, but at that time I liked boys and it was just shady of her to try and do that. But yeah, I said I liked boy when I didn't at all. I just needed a name. I lie about so much that when I said I don't love anyone in my school during T or D, no one believed me. Why, they thought I was lying. 2 of them caught me staring at a girl and 1 looked over my shoulder when I was texting my sister saying what good siblings would say. My sister's name just so happens to be similar to another girl in school. To those who ask why I was staring, if I don't like her, because I'm a degenerate and was planning to get some photos as she was still wearing her volleyball uniform. I was playing with a group of friends and my at the time cunt girlfriend. I was asked if I was ever in an abusive relationship. I had to say no. My girlfriend would hit me when she got mad. I had enough when she tried to attack me with a knife. A friend of mine told us the day he was having unprotected butt sex with his boyfriend, then the BF pulled out and presented his dick to my friend's mouth. My friend sucked it but didn't see the little piece of shit stuck on the tip and literally ate his own shit. I wish he had lied. But so are the rules of truth or dare. One does not lie on truth or dare.